Halloween, a night of costumes, candy and spooky fun, has ancient roots. It originated with the Celts, people who lived in parts of Europe over 2,000 years ago. The Celts celebrated a festival called Samhain on October 31st. This marked the end of summer and the harvest. It also marked the beginning of the dark, cold winter. The Celts believed that on the night of Samhain, the boundary between the living and the dead became thin. Spirits could pass easily between the two worlds. It was a time when the dead could return to earth and walk among the living. This belief instilled both fear and excitement in the Celts. On one hand, they feared the presence of malicious spirits. They worried these spirits might bring harm or misfortune. On the other hand, they also saw it as a chance to connect with deceased loved ones. Samhain was a significant event in the Celtic calendar. It was a time of transition, reflection and celebration. It offered a glimpse into the supernatural realm, filled with both danger and possibility. This ancient festival would lay the foundation for what we know today as Halloween. During Samhain, the Celts engaged in various rituals to honor the dead and protect themselves from harm. One such tradition was the building of huge bonfires. These fires served multiple purposes. They provided light and warmth in the encroaching darkness. More importantly, they were seen as having a cleansing power. People would gather around these bonfires to make offerings to the gods and to ward off evil spirits. They believed the flames had the ability to drive away malevolent beings. Sometimes they would even sacrifice animals in these fires to appease the gods and ensure a prosperous year ahead. Another significant tradition was the wearing of costumes. During Samhain, people would often dress up in animal skins and heads. This was not just for amusement. The Celts believed that by disguising themselves as animals or otherworldly beings, they could confuse the spirits. This, they hoped, would prevent the spirits from recognizing them and potentially causing them harm. The costumes were also a way to honor the spirits and acknowledge their presence. As Christianity spread throughout Europe, it encountered existing pagan traditions like Samhain. Rather than completely abolishing these celebrations, the Church sought to incorporate them into the Christian faith. This approach aimed to ease the transition to Christianity for newly converted populations. In the 7th century, Pope Boniface IV designated November 1st as a day to honor all Christian saints. This day became known as All Saints' Day, or All Hallows Day. The evening before October 31st was then termed All Hallows Eve, which later evolved into Halloween. This strategic move by the Church helped to overlay a Christian interpretation onto the existing pagan festival. While All Saints' Day focused on honoring the saints, All Hallows Eve retained some of the traditions associated with Samhain. The association with spirits and the dead remained, albeit within a Christian framework. The merging of these traditions resulted in a unique blend of pagan and Christian influences that shaped the celebration of Halloween for centuries to come. Section 4. Bobbing for apples and black cats. New traditions take root. Over time, new traditions emerged and became associated with Halloween. One such tradition is bobbing for apples, a game often enjoyed by children. While its exact origins are uncertain, some believe it may have stemmed from Roman influences. The Romans had a festival dedicated to Pomona, the goddess of fruit trees, which involved apples. This connection to apples might have influenced the development of bobbing for apples as a Halloween pastime. Another iconic symbol of Halloween is the black cat. In many cultures, black cats have been associated with superstitions and folklore. In medieval Europe, black cats were often viewed as familiars of witches. They were seen as omens of bad luck, especially if one crossed your path. This association with witchcraft and the supernatural cemented the black cat's place in Halloween imagery. Section 5. Halloween crosses the Atlantic and American celebration is born. Halloween was largely celebrated in Europe for centuries. However, it wasn't until the 19th century that it truly took hold in America. The influx of immigrants, particularly from Ireland and Scotland during the mid-1800s, played a significant role in popularizing Halloween in the United States. These immigrants brought with them their own customs and traditions associated with Halloween. As they settled in their new homeland, they continued to celebrate Halloween, sharing their customs with their neighbors. This led to a gradual spread of Halloween traditions among different communities in America. What began as a relatively niche celebration amongst immigrant communities gradually evolved into a more widespread and popular event. Section 6. Halloween Today. A modern celebration with ancient roots. Today, Halloween is one of the most popular holidays in the United States. It has evolved into a secular celebration enjoyed by people of all ages. While traces of its ancient origins remain, Halloween has largely shed its religious and superstitious overtones. Instead, it has become a time for fun, festivities, and indulging in sweet treats. Children eagerly anticipate dressing up in costumes and going door-to-door trick-or-treating. Adults often participate by decorating their homes, attending costume parties, and watching horror movies. From its humble beginnings as a Celtic festival marking the transition into winter, Halloween has evolved into a global phenomenon. It serves as a testament to the enduring power of tradition and our fascination with the spooky and the supernatural. As we don our costumes and celebrate Halloween each year, we are participating in a tradition that spans millennia, connecting us to our ancient past.